Alright, well, I'm trying to do a video and see if it's gonna load onto Tumblr. It's blurry in here, it's dark, let me see. But it is a little messy, but here I am standing in the hallway. I'm supposed to be some weird persona the devil is doing, but I'm just a person, and sometimes people's look can look like it's a stereotype, and then they start to talk, and it isn't not a sigh of relief that they are not a stereotype. They can be seeming like a person. I'm not trying to say there's some wealth of this in such a way that it's anywhere near enough in Doubleland, but there is something of that people's character does not always match their appearance, and the devil is just going crazy with my appearance, and it's just a sigh of relief that someone can be something okay, or can seem, or can have like an essence, or seem like an essence of a personality or something like this, can be something, a little more than, meets the eye, or a little more than can just transcend these stereotypes and stuff like this. But I'm going to try to do a little video just to see if it's going to work out here. I guess I can move around some more. I can show you some more about my face. Just trying to do a little bit of the darkness around my lips. It's not good. I need to put some chapstick on. It does do some stuff with this. You can see a little bit around here, the apartment, which is supposed to be that we wouldn't be continuing on to stay here soon, but I am going to be trying to leave the country as well, so that's something additional for me. It is a little bit of a, like, not anything so smooth and stuff like this. It's something like I would have to leave, and the devil's also putting some kind of just rockiness or something with it that I am rockiness and stuff like this with it that I probably would not have. It's my sense of stuff about it so fully, but it's not really so planned. I don't think stuff has to be planned and stuff like this, or has to be so like seeming like you're so prepared and stuff like this. People leaving as the refugees, as we have seen the stories. I would be trying to be a refugee. Of course, this is the context of Devilland. It's not my impersonal making of, the situation. So, but I am something like what would amount to, now considering that there's something weird here where there's this, what happens has the context, and it has these names for what you are and stuff like this. Someone is knowing why he's doing something like that is not making any sense, but something will happen that we can't go on, that we're not able to be. But, so people here, we can't go on. The person will try to leave, but then we can't hide that we would be something not okay. Yeah, okay, but anyway, there's all these labels and things like this for stuff that people are, in the context for the policy, with the policy or the practice or wherever. You could be a refugee. United Nations handles something of it, and it's countries all around the world. You could be a refugee to Iraq. Very strange, but you could be a refugee to Mexico now, but you apparently could be a refugee to Iraq. They are in the list of countries. I'm pretty sure, I could check again, but I'm pretty sure they're there. It doesn't not make sense. It's very weird, some of the stuff that the stuff could seem to eventually amount to, I guess if your religion was, you could say whatever it seems that they might be. I mean, you could say that if you thought the Taliban wasn't really less than, I guess you could try to go home, or you could go be a refugee to Iraq if you feel like you're too oppressed, as who maybe doesn't really so agree with Malala as some kind of hero or something. I guess you could go to Iraq as a possible refugee there. You're supposed to be who would have a different political opinion. I think there's some additional things like if you're persecuted and stuff like this. If you feel you're persecuted, if you feel you're, discriminated against, oppressed, limited from practicing what is your, opinion. Opinion isn't not for your very life, every day of your life and stuff like this. But I'm not sure. I don't look very nice. I have looked a very bad, like today, and then the devil has been doing something new with my lip that is bad, making it dark at the bottom there. This looks really bad. It looks like it's supposed to be so, just someone that does not look pretty and stuff like this. I have a headband. I can put the headband on, stuff like this. Though it was 79. Yeah, the phone was a little bit pricey. The devil trying to inflate the price, I think. The phone was a little pricey. It was like 200 something dollars, almost $250 with the case, and then there's a protection thing on the screen to make sure it's okay if it was if it ever was to fall or something. But I hope it doesn't get fallen or anything like that. But we just went ahead and got it. Uncle Joe, which is someone I met when I was homeless. Here in Richmond in 2014. It was in November. It was the first time I ended up being homeless on the street. Just something had happened very bad. There has been very bad stuff that happened since the end of the world. So yeah, and the devil's trying to put some kind of sentiment like I'm someone that would be taken care of and stuff like this. I'm not really does. There is something very weird with this spell of devil land, and I was thinking I would prefer, something other than this, where people probably are not really supposed to do a lot of like communication and expression of like what is their experience like in life and stuff like this if they are from a lower income kind of background and stuff like this. So, but I don't think this is what should happen. They don't have Facebook. It's some kind of probably weird bubble for Facebook, but to do, videos or something to have whatever is their substance is just something that cannot be, that the people would be poor, I guess, or something and stuff he's controlling for, the devil is controlling for is just all this stuff that is not possible to amount to being what it really would be. But I guess I'll do a shout out to Chris Hemsworth, my soulmate. He is quite on my mind right now. Hi Chris, you're on my mind. He's not over there or anything like this, but I can have a sense of the person in different kinds of places in my, like, around me and stuff like this. Tom comes to mind. Tom Brady is one of my soulmates. He has to act like a, very, something like with that video yesterday, like, we don't know what to do. These people have to be so weird. The people have to be so weird here in Devilman. He's doing that. Tom had the video about the Twin Towers, and it's just not really something September 11th or whatever. The people have to be so weird. So it should be like, oh, well, at least the people have to be really weird, so we're not going to be so stuck here forever. But, well, this is tormenting as crap. The people are supposed to really be, like, getting on board, really be, getting on board with the stuff here and be participating in it. But, well, he does look really weird, though. I mean, they're weird. They're not really, they're like a cult with their weird concerns and stuff like this. It doesn't really matter to a real person, but it's supposed to be really popular and common that people would have the sentiment that they're going to say never forget and stuff like this. So, well, it is really corny, but we don't know what to do. It's something that's supposed to occur. Okay, somebody's saying, can I talk in my normal voice? This is not really my normal voice. I have probably told a little bit on here before that I just talk in whatever the voice is that is seeming available for me to talk. I don't know what to do. I experienced some of this other points in my life, like even when I was a kid, I feel better to talk in some other tone and stuff like this, but you just have to force yourself to talk in your regular voice and stuff like this, and I don't really think that much of it. It's something different now where it's really, like every time I'm talking, and some voice, it's not the same, it's not really consistent and stuff like this. So let me see, I can try to talk in my regular voice. So, this is Marla, and then it's starting to come through is the voice of somebody. Is supposed to be, someone that is, just, people are not supposed to be really different. They're supposed to be the same kind of, people are supposed to be yourself, meaning they're supposed to be very similar, like, supposed to understand that when they're saying stuff and stuff that you understand is would be something you would possibly be possible to say yourself and stuff like this. So I'm gonna try again. See, I prefer to just talk in the other voice. The devil try to make me feel out of breath and stuff like this. But I'm gonna try this right now. Today is let me see, what's today? October. It would be October 7th today. But it's just going back to the other voice. So that's just how I'm talking right now. And so this is Marla, and you see around the apartment a little bit. I feel like Chris wanted me to chill around here a little bit. There is a picture. It is looking kind of bad that I took by mistake when I first opened up the camera. He was like, maybe just put that on there too. So I'm okay, put that on there. And yeah, so hopefully this be over. Of course, I would wish to be with my soulmates. And Tom is one. Chris Hemsworth is one. Many soulmates is something of what they are as a type and stuff like this. They represent, there's, a people, a person is a people, and a people is a person. Like I was just saying, people are supposed to be yourself, and it's supposed to be variation, though, and variety and stuff like this, but people would be very similar, kind of accord or nature and stuff like this, like a similar kind of, just path or tune, you can say. I'm trying to find another word for accord. But they're very similar. They would have similar opinions. They would have possible variations on the variations for how to say it, how to see some of the stuff. It helps. It's actually so necessary for your psyche to fully understand some of the stuff, which is part of the brainwashing in Devilland. The devil is doing is making it so you don't have that thing seen from many points and perspectives. He's doing stuff, just downing this stuff with the psychological field or whatever, something he is doing with this stuff here. It's so very bad. But sometimes, some stuff happens as it goes on in time. I'm able to have some different views and stuff like this. And then here's the kitchen. And then there's my flip-flops right there I use in the kitchen. But, yeah. So, the devil I can just make my lip really dry. It's going crazy with my lip. It's so bad. Some stuff with that, I could tell some more stuff has been progressive. Some stuff he's done with it. It seemed there was some standard, something he wasn't supposed to do, was to make my lips really dry and they don't really peel like they were before. And so now, I just have to be wearing chapstick. There's something recently within the past few days or week or so now. It's made this hyperactive obsession with my lip to try and make me look worse or something. It's so very bad. But here I am, okay. This video right now about 12 minutes long. I'm going to see if it can post, okay. All right, I love my soulmates. I love you. And so I'm just going to sign off now. And what I'm doing right now is I'm looking forward to try to go to Australia. Sounds like a big move, and it is some stuff with that I am not really so who is to be someone who would do such a thing with ease because I'm not having the financial means here. I'm supposed to be someone that is, it's very weird, the little stuff here, the occurrences of stuff here in Devilland, but there is poverty, and then I am who would just fall into, I guess, with some of the stuff that's happening with me now, not having a vehicle and having some of the instances of victimization with the society and stuff like this. I would be like a low black. I'm pretty sure that they are supposed to have experiences of victimization, even if they're saying it's by the book, which we think that it told me it would never really be some of the stuff like by the book or whatever. But some of the victimization with the stuff that would be like a low black and the people are poor, they might like have their things, been rough time trying to hold on to their things. They probably wouldn't have a vehicle, stuff like this. So I'm probably more supposed to be what would be like a low black kind of a person or whatever, someone that's poor, someone that's just stuff like this. Supposed to seem like they're dumb, supposed to seem like they, they're not able to make it in the society and, get, a job and stuff like this. They tend not to get married, stuff like this. I'm also supposed to have contacts to someone that's supposed to be schizophrenic or whatever. So some of that too, but it seems more like it's taking on a precedence of low black. That thing is saying something about with schizophrenic, there was to have been some standards for the society for how those people were to have been treated. They're not supposed to be who is having stuff so bad for them and stuff like this. He's doing some weird stuff with my nose. Where it's even weird, okay, he's trying to say it goes down. Or stuff like this. So it's really bad. Some of the look is really bad. And stuff, so, but they're supposed to be not treated as bad. He would be schizophrenic. It's some kind of weird thing where the person is, I was told this a long time ago, it was after the end of the world though, that there's someone that says, they don't act like it's going to be okay, but they're saying something like, I'll have to see how it is and then I will tell what it is, something like this. I'll have to experience the little way of doubling it, something like this. But I don't know if it's supposed to be not, or maybe it's mimicked to my experience, or something like this. But the person is supposed to be who would give it some kind of a chance. Not really that it would go on, but they are supposed to be something that tries to be themselves, and then they will say if they cannot be themselves, they'll say it's not okay here. So there's supposed to be people that would have some kind of level of an experience where they're not really, really poor. There's supposed to be something with them, and there probably is something too about the person that's supposed to be who would tell some stuff here. And so they're not supposed to, not others, not, I don't know, but they're just telling me the person's not supposed to be, okay, that little type of person's not supposed to be who would be really like, really, really poor and stuff like this. They're not supposed to be who wouldn't have a vehicle. And it shouldn't be not that nobody should be without a vehicle, but we didn't know there's some kind of weird little formula for this reality. So thanks for telling that. We can tell there is supposed to be something where the person is not this. And so she was to have been with schizophrenic, wasn't not what she was then, but she doesn't have that anymore. It's saying it on her occurrence for something he's saying. And the person is not supposed to be that anymore, but not. I know he tries to do some stuff was more liberal with some people to be considered schizophrenic, because I have some other people in my experience that could be who would be considered to be mental illness, but he's done something with them where they're supposed to be who would be drug addiction. He tries to do something to make it so they won't be schizophrenic, because it's something suggested about who they are. Is not something where they would be. There is one person that is not really, really, really poor. Her experience is supposed to not be, her experience anyway, is supposed to be where she's not really, really poor, but she doesn't not have really bad stuff happen to her, where it is something with financial and stuff like this. It's very weird. But you can tell from her, like, she's very weak. You can tell, like, talking to her and stuff like this, she's not supposed to be really just hard scrabble, poor, and stuff like this. She's supposed to have something like, just something. Okay, well, I can tell you something. She was not married, but she was staying with someone that was her friend, that was, like, having a position within the society of some rank or whatever. And so we had a nice place to live and stuff like this. Like a not really, really, really nice, but it was pretty decent. You could tell it's supposed to be a place that's nice. It's like a relaxed, a more laid back kind of a place. It was a townhome, and it's supposed to be nice. It's in an area that's nice. Here, the west end of Richmond, it's supposed to be really nice. It's Henrico, something like that. It was there and stuff like this. Her experience is supposed to be where the stuff is not really, really, really bad for her. It's weird. I could tell when I met her it was something very weird. It's supposed to be similar to mine. Her experience is supposed to be similar to mine, where I'm not trying to act like I'm okay. The devil's trying to act like I am supposed to be someone where I wouldn't be poor now. I'm supposed to get some kind of value for myself from that. But I'm not doing that. He was saying I'm not trying to act like I wasn't doing that, but it's supposed to be similar to mine. At the time, I did find it to be similar to mine, not because so much with that, but there is a little bit of some supposed to be cushion. I can tell by looking at my family, there's supposed to be some kind of cushion for me or whatever. I don't not say this doesn't really make sense. Why with my, I have my twin sister, my mom, experience with those people, I can tell they're not supposed to be really, really, really poor, or they're not supposed to be like a little black, or they're not supposed to be like poor like in the ghetto, or live in the ghetto and stuff like this. Yeah, but anyway, so I'm gonna go, and the video kind of lengthy. Hopefully it will post. Okay, all right, love you, bye.